Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode.
Good morning. Well, I'm gonna slightly vent for a minute here. Just bear with me. And then I'll get spiritual for a minute. So if you don't like spiritual Christian-y talk, then feel free to skip. Like, you don't have to listen if you don't like that stuff. But yesterday, so in the Twin Cities, we had a big storm, like thunderstorm. People are saying we're gonna get like softball-sized hail. And like people were like leaving whatever they were doing early so that they could get out of wherever and like take shelter and like get home and stuff. And so I'm at my house, the sky is like that pukey green color and everything is just windy, like really strong wind and gust and just rain. And it's thunderstorm time. It's like bunker down the hatches. We're not doing stuff today kind of thing. And my GM calls me. I'm like, oh, maybe like he needs help or something. So, I kid you not, this is how it goes. We use a training platform called Trainual. It basically has like, here's what to do for jobs, descriptions, like that's our training manual, and it's just digital and stuff. So he calls me, and our last class of the day starts at 6:30, goes till 7:15. He calls me, and literally it goes just like this. Hey, Nathan. So the tornado sirens are going off right now. I looked up in Trainual, and there's not a procedure on what to do when there's a tornado in the area. What do you want me to do? And he's just so flat when he says it. So I'm like, bro, like, if there's tornado sirens and, like, there's brush going all over the place, get everyone to the bathrooms. Stop class. Get people to safety, away from the glass and windows. Like, safety over finishing class. Like... and so I was just like perplexed, like I was confused, like I couldn't tell if he was being joking or if he was just needing some input or some validation that he was making the right decision. But I was just surprised, like, there are tornado sirens going off. What do you want me to do? Like, you should probably make sure you don't die from a tornado would be a good first step. I was just, I couldn't believe, like, is this for real? Is this really happening right now? Like, it was just, threw me off. So, that was yesterday. That was, what was that? Tuesday? That was Monday evening. And then Monday morning, I was just having our weekly team meeting, and I told the staff, like, my GM hopped off early because he had a lead to go to, and some folks gave some candid feedback about some stuff the GM is just not doing. Like, hey, I know he's probably overwhelmed and overworked, but hey, Nathan, can this be part of his responsibility? Like, he prints off the class plans for the week so that the instructors don't have to print them off at home and bring them in. Can the GM just print them off at the studio? It's like, well, yeah, absolutely. Is that not happening? I'm like, no. People are usually scrambling because the GM is, like, not doing that. And so I told the staff, like, hey, if people have referrals or whatever, with their recent wave of hiring and interviews, I was hoping for instructors level 1 or level 2 to be interested in, like, a more legit management type role. It's been a struggle for current GM, and I'd like to have more options available. I've talked with them, worked with them. They realize it's been a tough fit. I was hoping that'd be more actual management type people stepping up or interviewing or applying. And so there was kind of like this, oh, okay. And I never told them, like, hey, I'm replacing my GM. I did not ever say that. My GM and I know, like, hey, this is the studio is not embracing the GM. It's been pushed back. It's been like pulling teeth. And that the GM and I have already talked about, like, a transition and what the studio needs. And so he knows that it's an interim role and it's not a multi-year thing that we're in. And so the rest of the squad figured out, I think they're realizing that, okay, Nathan is entertaining more permanent options, because it's been like trying to, what's the term? Putting a square peg into a round hole, something like that. And so they said, hey, we have some like people that could be a fit. Like, do you want referrals? How do you want to do this? I said, yeah, absolutely. I will. If you have a referral, someone that you think can do this, I will absolutely have a conversation, and I will embrace opportunities like that. And so it's just tough. And so yesterday when like, hey, there's a tornado and there are sirens going off, what should I do? What if my phone wasn't working? Would he have still like had class like normal and allowed like an unsafe customer experience to occur? I hope not. What if I wasn't available and I was on vacation? Like, do I call him while he's on vacation? No. Like, why is he calling me when there's a safety concern? I hope he's able to run with it and realize it's a safety concern. We got to do something. So anyhow, that was all that. And then what else? I think it's about it for now. Finally it. On the spiritual stuff. So my church is going through the book of Psalms, and we're just reading Psalms, like 3 or 4 Psalms a day, maybe 5. And it was surprising to be reminded that in Psalms, the guy that wrote Psalms is King David. You know, the King David in Jewish history, super famous guy. And people always think, oh, he defeated Goliath. He did this great thing. He did this really bad thing. And people think that like life is pretty stable. But from one psalm to the next, it's like in one psalm, it'll literally be like, dear God, you're amazing. You're wonderful. I will praise you. And then literally the next psalm, it's like, dear God, oh my God, where are you? Life is terrible. I'm being pursued. Crush my enemies. And like the end is near. And then the next psalm, it's like, dear God, you're amazing. How solid of a rock you are. And like just reading it back to back, it's like, my goodness, this guy's life is volatile. Like, it's not consistent. But that was a refreshing reminder that life is not always flat and consistent for me either. And so when it feels like I'm the only one who's having these ups and downs, good days, bad days, even like midday, good day, bad day, that it's not just me, that it's across human history, that you feel like you're on top of the world, you feel like you're at the bottom of the pile. So that was a refreshing reminder. Today, power is out throughout the Twin Cities, so I will be looking for power, businesses with power, just bumming on their Wi-Fi. My 3 go-to spots are car dealership. Here we go. Car dealerships, libraries. Oh, there was one more. And shopping malls. Everyone goes to a coffee shop. That's kind of boring. Shopping malls, car dealerships, and libraries. Libraries are government, so they have decent reliability for utilities. Car dealerships are commercial. They cannot be down for long, so they usually are pretty good. And shopping malls are massive, and they have solid battery backup systems. So those are my 3 Wi-Fi go-to spots that are usually not so crowded, and I'll be checking those out today. So that's the game plan. That's what we're doing. I'll have to shuffle some appointments around, but I mean, at the end of the day, we'll be just fine. Life will carry on. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll.
This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.